Let me start by asking a fundamental question. I see you have a very shiny looking laptop there.
This is not a secret, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
We just
this is your Ultrabook, right?
Yeah, last week in New York. Yes.
Or as some people call it, your copy of the MacBook Air. But
yeah, actually, I think this, as you can see, that it's actually very thin, 3 millimeter, and the other is only 9 millimeter, and you can see actually this kind of concentric kind of circle design.
What material is that cover?
With the metallic spun finish. And this
right,
is
but what metal? What is it?
Okay, it's actually finely crafted, aluminum throughout.
Aluminum is the answer.
Okay,
it's finely
aluminum.
crafted,
Okay.
but
yes.
it's aluminum. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
And one of the things that Apple did, because there were solid-state drives before, but one of the things they did was to take it out of the casing. But now, in their MacBook Air, they just solder chips onto the board, and they don't even have an enclosure. Do you still have an enclosure here, and what's the pros and cons?
No, to drive, to very thin. Actually, we also have to do the same thing. Yes, but we also try to drive the performance up to around 2 times of the performance.
2 times. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And so this is already released, right?
Yeah, we just
you had an event, I
that
think, in New York.
Last week in New York.
Yeah.
Now around all the world. Yes. So as you can see, I think if you use the 4 gigabyte DDR3 DRAM and also 128 gigabyte SSD, and with all the the extenders, free extenders, it only take $999 US.
Okay. Talk to me about laptops versus tablets.
Mm-hmm. This is in a very critical time that the transition happening from the previous, the personal computing era, and to what I believe is so-called the ubiquitous kind of cloud computing era. And I actually like the article, I think, talking about the Kevin Callis 6 words for the modern internet. He talked about 6 words. The first word is about the screening. You don't have to use the paper anymore, so use different kind of size of screen. And the second is interacting, and also talking about the sharing and also the flowing, the information and content flow everywhere and then merge together and then spread out, and also the access in real time and also the real place because of the GPS. And also the generating, even people start to collaborating and creating. I think that's sort of the picture, I believe, eventually, the ubiquitous cloud computing. And
where are you putting your bets? I mean, are you going full bore on tablets?
Thank you for your question. I think from ASUS, we have the DNA of a very strong engineering, and we have been driving the whole company, try to internalize so-called design thinking, so that all of our people, including the engineers, they also have to use the right brain and left brain to think more from the end users, best experience point of view. So we believe, that we have to bet actually on both.
You're continuing to do both. But the laptop side, is it going to look more and more like this, thinner, starts up right away, solid state? Is that where laptops are heading?
So actually, I tried to explain to you that this is another move. This is more from the notebook point of view, because you have to respond to the ubiquitous cloud computing era. And with the tablet coming, I think the boundary between the tablet and also the smartphone and also the notebook are blurring.
Right.
So I think the notebooks I also have to respond. And the same thing, I think now the netbook, you can see, actually, because of the tablet, so we have to also respond. So I think the netbook is still evolving. Currently, I think the netbook, still, lower cost, and actually also try to still have the Windows compatibility.
But something's going on here.
Right.
People are not replacing their laptops as fast as they were or going out and buying new ones. So the consumer is speaking to us in some way here. Right. But despite everything you've just said, the consumer is speaking to us in some way. Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously the world economy is not in good shape. People have less disposable income, and where they are choosing to spend it is on these smartphones and tablets, and not as much. There's still lots of laptops being sold, but not as much as was expected on laptops.
So that's why I believe that, in the laptop side also has to respond to this kind of, tablet trend. So that's why that's why I try to tell you the story that, we actually, think about this again, and then we think the outer work has to respond, and then we bring this idea to Paul Ottolini, and that's why, he's very excited about this kind of concept. So this is how the Zen book, we call this the Zen book, how
Cool.
it comes out.
Good name.
Yes.
Let's talk about Android for a minute, because you
Okay.
make Android tablets.
Yes. We are a little bit lucky. I think so far we still have the good opportunity to maintain our original target, our goal of around 2 million for this year, our transformer. So maybe we are lucky because from the very beginning we got very good feedback from a lot of techie. But I think I still believe the Android is improving very fast.
So this is the new transformer. I can carry this around and use it as a regular Android tablet. There's a lovely screenshot of All Things Digital. All bloggers note that this is All Things Digital. And I can carry this around and use this with a virtual keyboard like any tablet.
Yeah, you can have the virtual keyboard.
But when I want to, I
you
just
can just hook. Yeah, yes.
dock it in there. And this, like the original, this has a battery.
Oh yeah, so together you can have up to 16.5 hours battery. Yes.
And
This is
extra
around
ports.
8.5 hours. Yes.
And is this also aluminum?
Yes.
And when will this come out?
So actually, I would like to have our audience wait until November the 9th. We will have the formal launch. Yes. So actually, today is only for a sneak view.
Oh, I thought you were giving these away to everybody.